Welcome to AI Brief. If you are trying to keep pace with, well, the sheer velocity of change in the technology sector, this is the deep dive for you. This is episode 342. I'm Amin, and I'm joined as always by my co-host.
It's a pleasure to be back. The sources this week, they're showing not just rapid development, but really foundational shifts
Foundational is the right word.
from, a new era of mathematical discovery to a pretty dramatic rebalancing of global AI power.
Absolutely. So our mission today is straightforward. We're going right into the most impactful developments. We'll start with that mind-bending mathematical breakthrough involving the Aristotle AI. It cracked a 30-year-old unsolved problem.
Which is just incredible.
Then we are going to pivot to the tectonic shift in the market, specifically how China is now overtaking the U.S. in the open AI economy.
A huge story.
After that, a crucial summary of all the other major AI news, and that includes some astounding financials shaping the industry. And finally, we will deliver a curated list of top AI tools you can use, right now to drastically boost your productivity.
Let's just jump straight into the updates because the scale of what we saw in pure mathematics this week, it's genuinely paradigm shifting.
Okay, so let's unpack this. We're talking about Harmonic's AI system, codenamed Aristotle.
Right.
It achieved what decades of human mathematicians couldn't. It independently solved a version of an Erdős problem that's been open since the 1990s.
And what's fascinating here is that this wasn't just, a brute force calculation. Aristotle cracked a version of Erdős problem number 124.
Okay.
But the breakthrough isn't just that it solved it, it's how fast and how rigorously it was confirmed.
So how fast are we talking?
It took the AI just 6 hours to discover the proof.
6 hours to defeat a 30-year challenge. That is an impossible compression of time.
It is.
But the verification part, I heard that's equally stunning. The proof was formally verified in Lean in 1 minute.
1 minute.
For our listeners who might not be deep into theoretical math, what exactly is Lean?
Lean is absolutely critical here. It's a formal proof assistant. So you can think of it as a rigorous machine-level logic checker.
So no ambiguity.
Exactly. It ensures the proof has zero human error, confirming it's entirely sound based on pure mathematical axioms. The fact that the discovery and verification cycle is now almost instantaneous, that's what really matters.
I saw Vlad Tenev, the founder of Harmonic, he called this the arrival of vibe proving.
Yeah, the name is a bit strange.
It is a little strange, but if we move past the name, what does vibe proving actually mean for, say, a mathematician or a researcher?
Vibe proving really just signifies this successful integration of AI-driven proof discovery, followed instantly by that machine-verifiable rigor. In the past, human mathematicians relied on intuition, the vibe, to explore complex problems that could take years.
Right.
Now, the AI uses massive parallel processing to explore that same space at superhuman speeds, finds the proof, and then the automated system confirms it.
So if the AI is handling the bulk of the discovery, does this fundamentally change the mathematician's job?
I think it has to.
Are they becoming more like proof editors or maybe framework architects?
That is precisely the philosophical shift. We are moving toward what you could call mathematical superintelligence. If proofs can be generated and verified at this speed, the barrier to entry for advanced math, it just dramatically lowers.
You don't need decades of expertise just to get started.
Exactly. It could turn advanced mathematics from a very niche expert pursuit into something far more accessible, driven by these new tools.
And this development alone would be huge news for the week.
It would.
But it follows Harmonic's $120 million funding round and Aristotle's gold-level performance at the International Mathematical Olympiad. So they're positioning themselves squarely with giants like Google and OpenAI in this specific domain.
It just shows the race for intelligence isn't only about consumer chatbots, it's about conquering the hardest problems in theoretical science.
Speaking of large-scale competitive shifts, this math breakthrough is happening right alongside a massive rebalancing in the global AI economy.
Right, there was a really powerful new study.
That's the one. We have to talk about the findings from MIT and Hugging Face.
Absolutely. They analyzed 2.2 billion Hugging Face downloads. And they found the clearest evidence yet that the U.S. industry's historical dominance in the open AI market. Well, it's been dramatically undercut. It's a fundamental rebalancing.
So give us the numbers. Who is taking the lead?
Chinese AI developers have officially surpassed the U.S. industry. They now command a 17.1% of total open model downloads.
And the U.S. is at?
15.8%. And what's really critical here is the concentration of that growth.
It's being driven by DeepSeek and Alibaba's Qwen, right?
Yes. Between them, DeepSeek and Qwen account for 14.2% of the market share. This is highly concentrated, very targeted growth, and it signals a major strategic shift.
Which is a stark contrast to the pre-2023 landscape, where you had Google, Meta, and OpenAI basically commanding over 40% of all open-source downloads.
And now they're functionally absent from the top spots. The leading U.S. player, Comfy, only holds about a 5.4% share.
It's a changing of the guard for sure, but I guess the deeper question is this a fair comparison?
That's a great point.
I mean, Chinese labs like DeepSeek are open sourcing their best models to gain market share.
While the U.S. giants like Google and OpenAI are intentionally keeping their absolute best models proprietary.
So the argument is that this data really shows who is dominating the open ecosystem, not necessarily who has the most powerful model overall.
Exactly. But that shift means the open ecosystem, which defines the foundational tools for countless startups and researchers, it's just not U.S.-led anymore. Chinese labs are now providing the brains for open models.
And that gap is expected to widen.
It is.
There was also a secondary finding in that study that it raises a flag about the health of the open source movement itself.
Right. Even as the geography shifts, the true spirit of open source seems to be struggling. Transparency is collapsing.
How so?
The percentage of models that actually disclose their training data, which is critical for reproducibility and understanding bias,
Of course.
it's crashed from nearly 80% in 2022 to just 39% now.
That collapse in transparency fundamentally undermines trust. If you don't know what data went into the model, you can't fully trust the output, no matter who made it.
It puts the burden on developers to navigate a much, much murkier landscape.
Okay, let's transition now to our third segment. We need to cover everything else happening in AI today across financing, infrastructure, and the ongoing chatbot wars. We're going to use a slightly slower, more measured rhythm here because some of the figures we're about to discuss, they really need a moment to sink in.
We can start with the competition in the consumer space between Gemini and ChatGPT. ChatGPT still holds the overall popularity lead. It logged an impressive 85 million monthly downloads in October.
But Gemini is closing that gap at an astonishing pace. It hit 64 million downloads in October. That's up from just 16 million back in August.
That is just explosive growth. And the subtle insight here is user engagement.
Mean
Gemini users are reportedly spending more total time chatting than those on ChatGPT or Claude, and this seems to be largely driven by Gemini's enhanced image generation capabilities.
So multimodal features are becoming a critical factor for daily use.
It seems so.
Now, let's move to the financial scaffolding that supports this entire industry. We mentioned that HSBC analysis of OpenAI's future.
Right. This analysis estimates that OpenAI, despite its growing revenue, will likely not be cash flow positive before 2030.
Before 2030.
And more critically, they project the company will need another $207 billion in capital to meet its growth plans.
And that's before you even get to the compute commitments.
That's the truly astonishing number, an estimated $1.4 trillion in compute commitments.
$1.4 trillion. That number is just, it's difficult to even conceptualize.
To put that in perspective for you, that $1.4 trillion is roughly the annual GDP of a country like South Korea or Australia.
We're talking about nation-state level spending for a single private company.
Just to meet its compute needs. It really explains the current funding climate, doesn't it?
It does. Which brings us to the massive funding rounds we're seeing. Elon Musk's XAI is reportedly set to raise a $15 billion round next month.
At a pre-money valuation of $230 billion.
And data intelligence giant Databricks is also in talks. They're looking to raise $5 billion at a valuation of $134 billion.
And that valuation is approximately 32 times its expected sales of $4.1 billion for this year.
A 32x revenue multiple is usually reserved for hyper-growth software companies, but even then that number is extreme. Why is the market seeing so much future value in Databricks?
Well, Databricks sits right where the data lives. It manages the underlying data infrastructure for massive enterprises. Investing in them isn't just buying sales.
It's buying a foundational layer.
Exactly. It creates significant customer lock-in. Enterprises are dependent on their data infrastructure, making the platform indispensable.
Okay, moving to real-world adoption. We saw a huge infrastructure deal announced by Virgin Australia.
Yes, Virgin Australia signed a deal with OpenAI to embed ChatGPT-powered tools directly into their flight search and planning processes.
That's a mission-critical application. It's using AI for core operational logistics, not just a customer service chatbot.
And infrastructure is moving fast outside the U.S. as well. Deutsche Telekom and Schwarz Group are planning a joint AI gigafactory in Germany.
with the aim of using the EU's $20 billion in funding to rival the US and China.
And challenging the current cloud oligopoly, we saw Telegram CEO Pavel Durov launch Cocoon. It's a decentralized compute network.
So letting private GPU owners earn tokens for providing processing power.
Right. It's an interesting move to try and democratize compute access away from the big cloud providers.
And finally, we had some strong cultural commentary this week from James Cameron.
The Avatar director, he came out calling generative AI horrifying.
And he specifically contrasted it with performance capture, which he feels celebrates the human actor.
Yes. He says Gen AI fabricates a character from scratch, while performance capture uses technology to amplify an actual human performance, the actor-director moment, as he put it.
It perfectly captures that tension, doesn't it? The move from digital enhancement of human creativity to pure synthetic creation.
Now, let's give you something concrete you can use today. We're moving into our final segment, a rapid rundown of today's trending AI tools.
Okay, we've got 8 tools here that are seeing heavy adoption. Let's start with Math V2.
This is DeepSeek's new open-source mathematical reasoning model. Given our talk about Aristotle, the rapid development of tools like Math V2 shows that these advanced problem-solving capabilities are quickly getting into the public domain.
Next up, Perplexity. Many of you probably already use it as an AI answer engine. It's now been updated with persistent memory.
Which means it remembers past context and your preferences and searches, leading to much more personalized answers over time.
For developers and people creating automated workflows, there's GE Labs 04B.
This is StepFund's new state-of-the-art open-source model. It's designed specifically for robust computer use, making it ideal for high-precision tasks like complex programming or data manipulation.
In the creative space, we have Vidi2 from ByteDance. It's an AI video editor with complex spatiotemporal grounding capabilities.
And for those who need a quick definition, that just means the AI understands how objects move and interact in 3D space over time. It doesn't just edit a frame, it ensures realism throughout the whole video.
Another powerful video tool is Whisper Sunder. This one's gaining traction because you can create high-quality AI videos from almost any input.
A single image, a short text prompt, it just streamlines the creative pipeline for generating stunning visuals.
If you're in product management, you'll want to look at Atono.
Right, this is a comprehensive tool for full product lifecycle management. It helps you plan, build, run, and improve your product all in one place.
And before you spend months building that product, use Validate Idea.
A really smart tool. It focuses entirely on rapid market validation, helping you test your ideas and see if there's genuine interest before you invest heavily in something nobody wants.
It's risk reduction powered by AI.
Finally, for customer service, there's Clarico. This is an AI assistant that specializes in 24/7 phone call handling and website chat automation.
That's a powerful toolkit for any professional looking to integrate these technologies right now.
So to summarize this deep dive, the defining points of the week are pretty clear. First, the arrival of mathematical superintelligence with harmonics Aristotle.
Breaking a 30-year-old math barrier in just 6 hours.
And second, that geopolitical rebalancing of the OpenAI market, where Chinese dominance led by DeepSeek and Qwen is now the new reality.
The speed of iteration, the scale of financial commitments, it all suggests that the AI landscape we knew even 6 months ago is obsolete.
The real competition is only just beginning.
If you found this deep dive valuable, please follow AI Grief wherever you listen and share this with anyone else who needs a shortcut to being well informed on the state of AI.
Thank you for joining us.
See you in the next episode.